Hey y'all, Never Try here. I just wanted to make a quick little character end video for my champion Shockwave Cycloner. I got the big upgrade that I was looking for on this character, and it's about 3 weeks into the league now, so I figure it's about time to wrap this guy up within the next couple days and move on to something else. There's been a lot of interest in my videos, which I appreciate. I've gotten a couple thousand views on these guys over the past like week or two since I started putting them up. Very low effort videos, so I figured I'd provide a little more high effort one to just answer a few questions I've been seeing people ask, and hopefully it clears up some concerns or thoughts you had about the build. So this guy I started with on day one, and I got all the way through most of the content in the game. As a melee character, it is difficult to do the Uber bosses on here, but every normal endgame boss, Cirrus is trivial, Maven's super easy, like everything's super easy pretty much on this character up until Ubers. You could do Ubers on this, but it would take a bit more character money investment. I'm not the type of person that's able to grind like a mirror in a week or so, so I'm not the player to do that, but a better player would be able to do Uber bosses on here with more spell suppress gear and whatnot. But otherwise, this character really got the job done for me. I really enjoyed playing the character. Cyclone is a tried and true skill that I hadn't played in a while, and I had a lot of cosmetics in. So, I just figured it was time to give it a little run back and start the league off with it. I farmed probably about 200x worth of currency and whatnot on this character since league start. This character right now has about, I would say, 120x worth of gear on it, including the big staff that I just got last night. So let's go over that. The big item, my new staff that I'm going to lay this character to rest with after I likely augment crit multi onto here within the next couple days and give it a shot, see how it runs. Is right here, the Dreadbeam Maelstrom staff. I really would have preferred this being on a Judgment staff base, but it is what it is. You don't really have a ton of options when it comes to this level of physical DPS staff. There's only like 20 on the market at any given time. On and offline, so you can't really find a whole lot unless you want to craft your own, and I just really didn't feel like doing that. So here we are. I'm very happy with this staff. I think it's about 10,000 or 1,020 DP physical DPS on here, with the 10% chance to deal double damage once I augment crit on here. I think this is a pretty solid staff to end it off on. My only option more would probably be getting some sort of mirror tier staff realistically, which I don't see myself doing. But this staff was awesome. I've run some stuff on it, and it's just smooth like butter. It's very cool. It's a great, fun way to play the game, and this is a good staff, and I'm very excited about it. So it is about 180 more physical DPS than what my old staff was right here, which is up for sale. If anybody wants it, I would cut you a deal for sure on this guy. But this is what I was running on. It was about 840 pdps. It has a lot of useless hits on here. But it did what it had to for about a week and a half. But this guy right here, the Dread Beam, is what it is. This is my little baby right here. But other gear that's important on this build that I would definitely stress getting. The first thing to note, this character does all content in the game, including like Maven and Cirrus and all that, without a jewel. No jewels in the entire skill tree. I got jewels later because that's like what the next like inherent upgrade was. But I did everything with no jewels, which is a good plus to league starting with this. But it also has its drawbacks, which I'll go over in a little bit too. You definitely need a staff not of this magnitude. The two mods you definitely want on here are the socketed attacks have minus 15 total mana cost and apply additional curse. If you can get plus critical strike chance, big up. Huge, go for it. But it's not 100% necessary. This chest cost me about 22 exalts, I believe, and it was worth all the money because the socketed attacks mana cost mod allows you to stop needing that mod on both of your rings to be able to run so low mana and have no cost on your Cyclone cast. So you definitely want this mod for that. The plus additional curse is duh, like everyone needs that. You know what it is. That's allows you to when you take off your minus mana to channeling skills on ring, you replace it with curse enemies on vulnerability with as high of an increased for effect as you can on one of your rings, and you're set. So this is like, I would say these three items right here, the chest, a ring with vulnerability on hit, and the staff, are like the big like things that you need. Right below that, in its own like little tier of like, I would definitely suggest getting this, but you could do it without it if you really wanted to for some reason. Veslatha's Coil, huge pdps increase, provides strength, max life. And if you happen to stun an enemy with a alt quality leap slam, then you'll gain 50 life. It's not terrible. But the physical attack damage huge on here definitely would be something I would suggest as well. Other gear, standard ring right here. Dex is going to be what you're thirsting for a little bit, so definitely get a big Dex roll on one of your rings if you can. Otherwise, just looking like this, you do better than this. Obviously, this isn't the best ring at all. This is like a 1x ring, maybe. Not even, I would say. I crafted this neck with an essence on day one of the league. Huge. You want to have an open or prefix on your neck and your gloves to get increased area of effect and area damage improvements that greatly improves the smoothness of your mapping. Necessary in my opinion, but since it's not an expensive thing, it's not like something like the chest or the neck. Like, you definitely want these crafts, but it's not like going to cost you an arm and a leg for that. Also, this helm I bought for like 50C on like day 3, day 2 has done great for me. I've not found a better option really. And I also got the huge Ancestral Protector Totem attack speed enchant on here. I don't think when it comes to enchants on helms, there's a better one in the game. You could go for the Blood Rage one for a constant uptime, but you're going to have your totems down almost 100% of the time if you can anyways. So I think this is better. Also, of course, the enchant on your boots for increased attack speed on kill improves your mapping substantially. On these boots, though, this was like a late character upgrade on these boots. Like, not necessary. You can run standard boots with like chaos resistance, just life, movement speed, whatever, and you're good. The onslaught effect here is just a big obvious upgrade that you would want to go for if you have the time and money, and if you can get suppressed spell damage on here with that, and dex, like, you're doing great. You don't need the dex on here, you can get it on something else, but the suppressed spell damage and the onslaught is a huge upgrade. And I was just going for, once you have the helmet or the neck, it's not gonna, or the chest or the ring, it's not gonna like make or break your league. It's not like getting this item is going to make you able to kill Cirrus or complete the 60% delirium maps that you're trying to run, but it's definitely a huge improvement, and it will make it easier for you to do those things. Also crafted day one of the league I crafted with an essence. I crafted these with an attack speed essence on day one of the league, and they have just been fantastic. One of the reasons why Loki kept these gloves is the plus 11 life gain on kill is really nice, and it also makes you able to run non-leech maps. I would even say easily run non-leech maps. You're killing like 100 things on a screen, like, you're getting money back, like, or you're getting health back quick with this right here. But otherwise, the max life, attack speed, and strength are all huge right here, big stuff. But self-crafted day one of the league with an essence, as was the neck, so you can do that stuff too. It's pretty easy. I was running a Lion's Roar until I got a Bottled Faith, which was totally fine. A Bottled Faith was just like a quality of life utility upgrade. When I did that, I took off my standard crit utility flask, replaced it with the Granite Flask here, and this is a good setup right here for me. They all have gain charges on hit to make it easier to do boss mapping, or bossing, which I would suggest you do as well. Setup overall is nothing too crazy. I have Blood Rage with Enhance. Just some, I've determined Pride Indies Gloves specifically for the +1 to socket AoE gems, because I feel like these are the two most affected auras that benefit from a +1 spell gem. In here, I just have Leap Slam on Life Tap, easy, and then Blood and Sand, Flesh and Stone, not really needed to be linked here with Assassin's Mark and Mark on Hit, which is huge for bossing and gets you power charges. It's nice. Boots over here, Dread Banner and Precision linked with Arrogance. With the Champion Ascendancy, you do not have to reserve anything for banner skills, so this just gives you an inherent 10% aura effect of the skill with Arrogance, and you don't have to reserve anything. Precision linked with it because a flat mana reserve as opposed to percentage is much easier to reserve life with. As you can see, I have a max level Precision here reserving about 300 life, which I will take. Nothing too crazy. Standard Ancestral Protector and Ancestral War Chief. Have the Val Ancestral War Chief, huge, really great for tough situations. I would suggest everyone run that if they possibly can. Just with MAME support and multiple totem support, you do gain more damage with maimed enemies through this setup. So you want to go for that for sure. You want to have MAME here. You don't want to have Culling Strike or anything. Molten Shell standard. I run Molten Shell on my left mouse button, so I just move and it casts when I can, because 90% of the time I'm just doing this. I'm not pressing it anyways. It's literally off cooldown when I need it. And it's up. It's a Z DPS loss, nothing crazy. I don't need the link to cast on hit. For me at least. It's just how I like to play the game. And then just standard Cyclone setup right here. Cyclone with Shockwave support. You need a staff to run this. The best and most important support skill in the game for melee, in my opinion. Necessary. Increased critical strikes. I see some people running increased critical strikes damage support, but in POB, like the difference is negligible. So whatever, it's really up to you. I feel like it doesn't seem to really make one difference any way or the other. I assume once you've like capped crit, you might you would go to increase crit strike multi, but I'm not capped on crit, so it is what it is. Pulverized support, just a nice for area damage, an area effect for map speed, map clear. Awaken melee fizz, obvious, and then a brutality as well, obvious, for more physical damage. You don't deal chaos or Ellie, so overall, that's the setup link. And then moving on to the skill tree, standard champion stuff right here. You go like this when leveling, in my opinion. Or no, you go like this. So you go to Armor Evasion, and you go to Master of Metal. So you get Impales, and then 1,000 armor when you impale. And then you move up this tree right here very quickly. I know some people that just won't even go into the second lab until they have the third one available, and they'll just do both of these at the same time. That's just an option. If you feel comfortable doing that, do it. And then Inspirational at the end, just a big aura effect, and allows your banners to act differently than they initially would, and it was a big suggestion to me to take as well. The skill tree itself, I'll go over why this tree is good and bad. I already went over why it's good. You don't need gems to run this. It's a good setup. You literally just go down, up, and then down to here, and then up all the way to here. And you're good getting these nodes along the way. Until you get jewels, like I said, I have 3 jewels in now. Instead, I have to use some points, about 6 points, to get to these jewel spots right here. Until I had those, I went up this tree, down right here to take this, and then up like this with these nodes over here. Um, Something to note with this tree as well, that in order to be hit capped, you do need to run something like acuity on your necklace to get more precision or accuracy rating set up. So you won't be capped without that, and that's how I have it capped. You could finagle different ways to do it. 100%. Once you have jewels, the ones that I go for and I wanted was Headsman from the Slayer Ascendancy to give me 20% culling strike and just overall map clear abilities. Move faster, attack faster when you kill stuff. Good. And then this is a really, really nice Watcher's Eye that I got with decent armor with the Determ up and an Impale lasting twice, 2 more times after. The reason why this tree is not the best and is why I feel I'm about capped on my ability with this character at about 5.6 million physical DPS a second, according to POB, then you basically don't have a lot to work with jewels past 3 slots. You can't use any timeless jewels in this build unless you get you somehow get like a 3-5% chance to run double damage on all of these nodes right here. The max nodes you get on a timeless jewel are 3. As here you only get 1. Here you get 2. And then you're down a slot and you have to go far somewhere. You have to there's no real good visible upgrades on Delirium cluster jewels, so you won't have those jewel sockets in there. You're just starved for jewel spaces, and so that's the negative aspect of this build and why it's about time for me to move on from it at this point. But it did get the job done heavy as I went through the game, and it was a lot of fun overall. You need to come up to this tree up here. This 30% increased defensive is just a massive survivability upgrade for you. And then this is all just crit multi. You're just going for crit multi, life, and mana reservation and precision stuff. Accuracy rating, basically. That's all you're really going for on this tree, but it's all necessary. Yeah, overall, I would suggest starting with this. If you have time to play the game and you enjoy Cyclone, this is a good league start. You can get pretty deep into content with a very low investment. Once you hit about 30 to 40x of gear, you're really noticing very easy boss kills everywhere, including on Cyrus and all that. Really easy mapping. This character does great in Delirium portals or mirrors in maps. It does not do good in heavy Delirium maps 80, 100%, or late stage Deliriums, or late stage Simulacrums. It's tough at because I don't have Spell Suppress or Chaos Res capped. You could do that. That would be the next upgrade to go on your to really go for. But at this point, it's time for me to move on to a new character, and I'm just ready to get something else going on. So sorry, I'm a bit down bad right now. I need to be selling some money. I spent a lot of X on that staff. This staff was 58 X salts. I bargained with the man that had it. He had it up for 65. I bargained and got him down to 58. And I appreciate him for that. It was a big upgrade, and there's not really a lot to choose from with physical DPS staffs. When you get past 900 PDPS, there's not a ton to go for. So this was a good option for me compared to everything else for the price, and it got me over 1,000 PDPS, which was low-key my goal for the character. Was I wanted to get 1,000 plus PDPS staff. So here we are. I have my mans. Did I not trade this guy? And he's just sitting here. All right, cool. But yeah, thank you all for watching my videos and enjoying. I wanted to put a little more effort into vid to maybe answer some questions, like I said, for y'all. But overall, would suggest character. Good stuff. Was fun. Enjoyed it. I hope you guys do too. If you start this character late in League, it would be very easy to get deep into stuff with it if you have a good amount of currency. So go for it if you do. Y'all have a good one. Follow me on Twitch at /nevertry as well. If you guys are interested, I do stream there sometimes, just hanging out. Come stop by if you have any questions or just want to say hello. Later.